In the city of Cyprus in 300 BC, there lived a wealthy trader named Zeno. His fortune was built over years of trade, carefully crafted deals, and a deep understanding of commerce. He was at the peak of his success, known for his wisdom in trade and his ability to navigate the unpredictable world of business. But fate, as it often does, had different plans. While on a voyage from Phoenicia to Piraeus, Zeno's ship encountered an unforeseen disaster. A violent storm arose, tossing his vessel like a toy in the hands of an angry god. The waves crashed, the winds howled, and in mere moments his entire cargo, years of wealth accumulated, was swallowed by the relentless sea. As the wreckage disappeared beneath the waves, so did his fortune. Imagine being in Zeno's place. One moment, you have everything. The next, it's all gone. Your life's work erased not by miscalculation or failure, but by something completely out of your control. How would you react? Would you be consumed by rage? Would you fall into despair? Would you curse the heavens for their cruelty? Most of us would. It is natural to grieve when life takes a sudden, unfair turn. But Zeno, rather than succumbing to anger or hopelessness, chose a different path. Instead of lamenting his misfortune, he sought wisdom. He traveled to Athens, the center of philosophy, where he immersed himself in the teachings of Socrates and other great thinkers of the time. Through this, he formed the foundation of Stoicism, a philosophy that would change not only his life, but the lives of countless others across generations. And before we go further, take a moment to subscribe to this channel. We post new videos every single day about Stoicism, philosophy, and self-improvement, helping you apply ancient wisdom to modern life. If you want to build mental resilience and live with purpose, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Now, back to Zeno. This is where the lesson begins. Sometimes a single event can reshape everything. A shift in mindset, a different perspective, can lead to a completely new life. And that's exactly what happened to Zeno. He realized that while he could not control what happened to him, he could control how he responded. This became the core of Stoic philosophy, the idea that we should not be slaves to our emotions, but masters of our own minds. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotion, but about understanding it. It teaches that our suffering is not caused by external events, but by how we perceive them. A person who understands this can navigate life with a sense of peace, regardless of the chaos around them. And isn't that what we all want? A way to remain strong, calm, and unshaken even when the world seems to be falling apart? The Stoics understood something profound. Life is unpredictable. Fortune can change in an instant. But while we may not control the waves, we do control how we sail. Instead of resisting the inevitable, Stoicism teaches us to embrace it, to flow with life rather than fight against it. Throughout history, Stoic principles have guided some of the most influential figures. Epictetus, once a slave, became one of the most respected philosophers of his time. Seneca, a statesman and advisor to emperors, used Stoicism to navigate the treacherous political landscape of Rome. And Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Roman emperors, ruled with wisdom and resilience, documenting his reflections in what would become Meditations, one of the most cherished books of philosophy. But Stoicism was not just for the elite. The Stoics believed that wisdom should be accessible to all. They taught in public places so that anyone, from a beggar to a ruler, could learn the art of mastering the mind. They rejected the idea that philosophy was reserved for scholars, insisting that it was a tool for life, a way to endure hardship, find peace, and achieve true happiness. And this applies just as much today as it did thousands of years ago. We live in a world full of uncertainty. Unexpected challenges, disappointments, and losses are inevitable. But what if we could prepare for them? What if, instead of fearing misfortune, we trained ourselves to be resilient in the face of it? One of the Stoic exercises designed to build this resilience, is known as voluntary discomfort. The idea is simple. Occasionally, put yourself in uncomfortable situations on purpose. Sleep on the floor. Take cold showers. Eat simple, bland food for a few days. Why? Because by experiencing discomfort voluntarily, you train your mind to realize that you can endure hardship. You prove to yourself that you don't need luxury to be happy. You cultivate gratitude for what you have and prepare yourself for times when life may not be so easy. And isn't this the opposite of what modern society teaches us? Everywhere we look, we're bombarded with messages telling us we need more money, more possessions, more validation. We're led to believe that happiness lies in acquiring things. But Stoicism teaches the opposite. True happiness is found not in having more, but in needing less. If this is making sense to you, now is a great time to hit that subscribe button. We post daily videos breaking down Stoic wisdom into practical lessons you can apply to your everyday life. Don't miss out on learning how to become mentally stronger and live with purpose. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful Stoic principles, the dichotomy of control. This principle states that in life, there are two kinds of things, those we can control and those we cannot. And our suffering often comes from confusing the two. Think about it. How much time do we waste worrying about things outside our control? The opinions of others, the economy, the weather, whether or not someone likes us. Stoicism teaches that the key to peace is focusing only on what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, our responses. Everything else, we must learn to let go. Imagine how much lighter life would feel if we truly embraced this idea. If, instead of stressing over the uncontrollable, we focused entirely on improving ourselves. If we measured success not by external outcomes, but by our effort and character. At its core, Stoicism is about living a life of virtue. The Stoics identified 4 key virtues: wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice. Wisdom helps us make rational decisions. Courage gives us strength in adversity. Temperance teaches moderation. And justice ensures we act with integrity and fairness. These principles have guided great leaders like Nelson Mandela, who, after decades in prison, chose forgiveness over revenge, using Stoic wisdom to rebuild a broken nation. The truth is, Stoicism is not just philosophy. It's a way of life, a guide to navigating the chaos of the modern world with grace, strength, and resilience. And if you've made it this far, consider subscribing to this channel. We post new videos every single day, diving deep into Stoicism, self-improvement, and ancient wisdom. Join us on this journey to mastering the mind and living with purpose. After all, in the words of Marcus Aurelius, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength,